Shalom Chaverim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live, and if you can see on the screen and behind you, we are, well, you don't actually get to see that part on the screen, but I have about 30 probably pages open here on the internet. Most of those are biblical. We won't be getting on the biblical here though, but if you check out the Noon Institute, the part 2 of our message that we were sharing about biblical proof that aliens would actually be here. It's actually demons, demonic beings that are coming to invade this earth. What we can do about it, how to be able to protect yourselves, that will be on the Noon Institute's website, or YouTube's channel, I should say, here later this evening. You're not going to want to miss that message. Very powerful message indeed. Going right into our news broadcast this evening, though, it is a very tense standoff. I guess that would be an understatement to say right now in North Korea. The United States, today RT showing some of the U.S. firepower in the drills in South Korea. They've got all these big markings on the hills there. They drop bombs from airplanes there. They're dropping or sending in bombs from tanks. They're sending in grad launchers. Everything you can imagine is being used here. And of course, it's a very good shot right there showing you all the different numbers there on the fields. And U.S. really displaying their military power and their might, letting North Korea know that President Trump not playing games when it comes to what's going on in North Korea, trying to get the nuclear program to come to an end. It is believed that that Pyongyang actually has anywhere from 6 to 20 nuclear warheads at his disposal and pretty much ready to go at any time there. Kind of going into a few other things, though, that are going on about North Korea. Let me just share a few other things with you that we are seeing as well. This article right here, EuroAsiaDaily.com. It is in the Russian language. The title of the article, Korea Peninsula is a problem leading to hell. That's exactly what's titled above this right here. It's a Korean girl ripping the U.S. flag in half. And the article is just packed with information about North Korea, what's going on there. I'm going to highlight a few of the things here in the article, but I think it's very, very much worth you reading, or which most people I know do not read Russian, but at least take the time, if you can, Google Translate it, because it'll come out fairly decent to where you can get an idea of what's going on. One of the interesting things that is stated here, it says, Kim's people await for him to take a decisive decision. His own people are expecting him to stand firm, stand strong as a world leader. They also speak about in here that they say that the United States, a lot of people are saying around the world that President Trump is very much you can't really figure out what he's going to do, undecisive type of leader. They say, well, if you think Trump is undecisive, Kim Jong-un is even more so undecisive. Unpredictable might be a better way to put that. It also stated that in this article here that not only is the Carl Vinson and the strike group already, by the way, from reports I was seeing in Western media, it says it would be there tomorrow. But according to the Russian media here, EADaily.com, they're saying that the Carl Vinson is already in the Sea of Japan within strike distance, as well as the group that is with them, the submarines. And they're also speaking in this article here that the Reagan and the Nimitz are also planning on joining this big group over here. The other thing that I thought was interesting, the article states in here that the United States is actually only going for the nuclear facility. If the U.S. does a preemptive strike, they are only going to target Kim Jong-un's nuclear facility. It's not going to be an all-out invasion. This is what they're reporting in the Russian language, that the U.S. is actually looking just to do that, much like they did with Syria, attacking the Syrian air base, that they're looking to actually do this. But according to some of the people that are cited in the article here, one of them states in here that North Korea is no Syria, and that the military power of North Korea far outweighs the military power of Syria. Of course, Syria has already faced 6 years of civil war, has been dramatically weakened, other than that of Russia's presence in there with them. Also, they state in here that Kim Jong-un has stated, though, if he gets intelligence of the U.S. starting to do a preemptive strike, he himself will do a preemptive strike, and he will target not only South Korea, he will target Japan and the mainland United States. There again, that just makes the situation even more volatile. He also states in here that he uses the blackmail of threats, as he calls it, speaking about his nuclear weapons, precious swords of justice. And Kim Jong-un actually believes that the only reason his country has not been taken out like that of Syria and Libya is because of his own nuclear program. Those are the things that we're seeing here in the Russian language. I wanted to share that with you. I want to jump over here to Lorenzo's site as well on Already Happened. And again, Lorenzo sharing another video here at the top of your screen. Let me kind of blow this up for you on the screen. This is blocked out here because there is a girl there in the video there, and they just don't want you to see who she is, and I can understand why, because Russian government does not want these types of videos being on the media. They don't want this publicly seen there. So anyway, the girl is screaming some things there, but then you see these tanks. These are actual tanks, Russian tanks, that according to the person that took the video is headed towards the North Korean border. All right, so very serious situation going on there in Russia, and it still remains to be seen. Is Russia going to defend North Korea in the event of a strike? Also, as we mentioned the other day, these were the senators in the buses en route to the White House for a North Korea briefing. Lorenzo had there on his page there, and this is the train that was actually carrying the bulk medium-range surface-to-air missiles that he shared here on his site. And those particular missile systems, you know what, I take that back. You know, the video they show there, as I'm looking at this, let me go back up to that. Yeah, it is. It's the exact same place. No, that's not that is a second person taking a video. If you notice that fence along there, that's the exact same fence in the picture right here. So no, that is the bulk missile system on there, exact same location. And this is what was headed to North Korea. So I know it's not a new video. I apologize for that. Maybe someone else was videoing it and they actually uploaded their video and he was able to get a hold of that. So that's all that is. It's not anything new. Again, we see it down here as well, the pictures of it originally that he shared with us. And of course, everybody already knows about the Minuteman III. The U.S. tested it. 4,000 mile distance the Minuteman traveled to strike an island. It did not have a nuclear warhead on it. No doubt being coordinated with Russia to keep from any alarms going off over in that region of the world, turning the whole thing into a nuclear nightmare. Another news as well, this was something that has really just troubled me. After President Trump bashed President Barack Obama for giving a nice big chunk of money to the Palestinian Authority, and when he was complaining about them getting all this over $200 million, from what I see, they are now upping the ante. The Trump administration is going to increase, as the title says, Trump's State Department budget gives the Palestinians a slight increase amid major cuts elsewhere. Now, he's not talking about major cuts amongst the Palestinians, but other nations are getting cuts in their support, such as Jordan, etc., but not Mahmoud Abbas. He will still get not only $205.5 million, but he's going to get a bump up to $215 million. Aid to the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Well, so much for standing with Israel. Let's go ahead and make sure all these terrorists that have been blowing up Israel get those funds there for their families while they serve time in prison for killing a bunch of Israelis. What do you know? They receive $500 million annually. According to Republicans and Congress want to cut aid to the Palestinian Authority because it continues to pay out compensations to the families of slain or jailed terrorists. The funds proposed by the State Department, however, could conceivably be earmarked for programs that bypass the Palestinian Authority. Overall, Palestinians receive about $500 million annually from the United States. What do you know? Nice gift. President Trump, what in the world is going on? And you think that's going to solve anything? Well, maybe for Rome, it might make them a bit happier and we get Jerusalem all settled out. And well, I guess they might allow the Jews to get a third temple, but you know what's going to happen with that third temple? Well, what do you know? That third temple will end up becoming something that the Pope gets to use. We're going to go into some very ironic things coming up. And how will the Antichrist be able to do miracles? You're going to find that out. Well, it depends. It depends on if you go to the Noon Institute YouTube channel and find out or not. Have no idea. Message to Vladimir Putin. British tabloids go wild as UK sends destroyer to Russian shores. I think the U.S. did the exact same thing. The UK tabloids press was unable to contain its excitement in covering the news that a Royal Navy destroyer had entered the Black Sea for exercises with the Romanian Navy. London, the paper said, was sending a special message to Moscow and to Vladimir Putin. Military experts Ivan Konovalov told Radio Sputnik how Moscow interprets this message. Over the weekend, it was reported that the British Royal Navy destroyer HMS Daring had crossed the Bosphorus into the Black Sea on its way to conduct joint training exercise with Romania's King Ferdinand frigate and pay a visit to Romania's Black Sea port of Constanta. The UK tabloids press, always on the lookout for political cheap shot at Russia's expense, gleefully used the occasion to stick it to Moscow. The Daily Mail, for example, the headline, its purist on the destroyer deployment as follows. So how do you like it, Vlad? Royal Navy sends a message to Putin by sailing HMS Daring into Russia's own backyard. I don't know what to say about that, really. This actually was sent to me by a friend of mine, and I must share this with you. This is very concerning. I want you to listen to this. It is in the German language. This is the German president.
Im Übrigen nicht nur muslimische Frauen, jede Frau kann ein Kopftuch tragen. Und wenn das so weitergeht, und damit bin ich schon bei der nächsten Frage, bei dieser tatsächlich um sich greifenden Islamophobie, wird noch der Tag kommen, wo wir alle Frauen bitten müssen, ein Kopftuch zu tragen. Alle. Als Solidarität.
Okay, what is the president here of Austria stating, guys? He is actually saying in here, because of all this Islamophobia and everybody worried about it, it'll come a time where the women will have to, all the women will have to wear a hijab, whether they like it or not, for religious reasons or no religious reasons. Well, that's beginning to make sense why all through the Czech Republic, everywhere you go, they had for a long time here billboards up that it was fashionable to wear a hijab, or however you pronounce the word there, jihib, but I have a very strange feeling the European Union may end up under Sharia law, just like the United States may be headed that way as well. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Got my mind on the Noon Institute and what we're going to be doing there next. You definitely might want to go subscribe there. I will put a link to the Noon Institute in there for you. It is a powerful message coming up over there. Anyway, Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.